Very good morning, class. So our last lesson on volume and surface area today. At this point you have completed the division exercise, not so? So that was exercise 16.4. This is on page 159. Okay. Sorry? 367. 3? How did we get that other number? Sorry? Number patterns, okay. Okay, so we are told here that the formula, okay, wait. In the table, match the formula in the right column to the description in the left column if possible. Number 1. Right. The volume of a cube with sides x. The volume of a cube with sides x. How do you calculate the volume? The volume is length times breadth times height of a cubic prism, not so? So, or right prism. So here for a cube is going to be side cube, not so? So if the side is x, then it's going to be x cube, which makes the answer C. Okay, so that is C. The volume of a pyramid with a height h and a rectangular base. So you got a rectangular base. So it's your breadth, your length, and there's your pyramid. Okay? In the height h. How do you calculate the area of a pyramid? It's a third area of base times the height of this object. So it's a third length times breadth times height, which makes it L H I, sorry, I, not so? The surface area of a cube with sides x. The surface area of a cube is what the cube looks like. So it's going to be sides x, so x, the area, this is most perimeter of base times height, plus twice the area of base. So I think this was 6 side cube, 6 side squared. So this is going to be 6x squared, which makes the answer E. The next one, the volume of a sphere with a radius R. The volume of a sphere is 4 over 3 pi squared, pi cubed, not so? 4 over 3 pi cubed, which makes it J. The surface area of a regular pyramid on a triangular base, tetrahedron, with sides x. The surface area of a regular pyramid, triangular tetrahedron, so it's basically made up of triangles only, equal triangles. Okay? So the area of a triangle surface area of a regular pyramid with a triangular base. Now you calculate the area of a triangle. So firstly, how many sides would this have? It would have 5 sides. Okay, I'm not sure about this one. come back to E. Is that it? 4 sides. How much did I say? 5? It's 4 sides. Is it 5? Okay. So it's 4 sides, you said. 5 or 4? 5. So what is the answer? H. You might be right. Okay. Okay. So if it's not, we'll come back to that one. The surface area of a hemisphere. A hemisphere is half a sphere. The surface area of a sphere is, the surface area of a sphere, 4 pi squared. Is that correct? So the hemisphere is half of that, so it's 2 pi squared plus the surface area at the bottom, which is pi squared, so it's going to give you 3 pi squared, which is F. Okay, you all agree with that? G, the volume of a rectangle prism with base L, B and H. With dimensions, how do I read base now? The volume of a rectangular prism with dimensions L, B, H. So it's going to be length times breadth times right. L, B, H, which makes it G. Okay, the next one. The volume of a cylinder with height H and radius R. It's going to be pi squared times H, which makes it A. Not so? The next one, the surface area of a cone with a slanted height S and a radius R. I would go with D. The area of a circle with radius R. The area of a circle with radius R. What's the area of a circle? Pi squared. So what's the answer? There's no answer. So none. None actually fit this description. Not so. Because what is this? That is the 2 pi r circumference. Not so. Circumference of a circle, they are talking about the area of a circle, yes, and none. The surface area of a cone has to be D. Okay, you all agree with that? Okay. So by the process of elimination, the surface area of a regular pyramid on a triangular base tetrahedron is H. Okay. Number 2, identify and calculate the volume and surface area of each of the solid. Give your answer correct to 1 decimal place. So if I look at A, what type of shape is this? A hemisphere. Not so. How do you calculate the volume of a hemisphere? 2 over 3 pi r cube. The area of a sphere is 4 over 3 pi r cube. So since this is half of that, divided by 2. So 2 over 3 pi, my radius here of course, is going to be 1.5. So it's 2/3 times pi times 1.5 cubed. Nine over 4 pi, which is also equal to 7,0807. 1 decimal place, 0.1. Not so. Centimeters cubed. The volume, the surface area of a hemisphere is, we just work with it now, 3 pi squared. So it's 3 pi r squared. So it's 3 pi 1.5 squared. Gives us 27 over 4 pi. Which is 21,2 centimeters squared. We'll give that. The next one, P is what? The cylinder. Not so? How do you calculate the volume of a cylinder? Area of base times height. Not so? It will be pi r squared times height. This is pi. What's my radius? 1,5 again. Squared times the height. 4. So it's pi times 1.5 squared times 4. 9 pi. 28.3 centimeters cubed. The surface area of a cylinder, 2 pi r, area of base, area perimeter of base, per 2 pi r times height, plus 2 pi r squared, plus area of base. So it's 2 pi, radius is 1.5 times your height, which is 4, plus 2 pi, my radius is 1.5, it must be squared. Okay, which gives you 2 pi times 1.5 times 4 plus 2 pi times 1.5 squared. Gives us 33 over 2 pi. Is that correct? 33 over 2 pi. It gives us 51,8. Is that correct? 51 centimeters. Okay, any confusion here? No one okay with that? Nice. Alright, let's look at number C. Let's look at C. What type of shape is that? Cone, yes. How do you work out the volume of a cone? It's a third pi r squared times height. So that gives me a third pi. My radius is 1.5 square times height, which is, so it's a third pi times 1.5 squared times 4. Gives you 3 pi, which is 9.4. Which was 9.4 centimeters cubed. The surface area, how do you calculate the surface area? Pi r squared. This means area of base times pi rs. No? Is that correct? Otherwise, you can write it as or r is a common, or pi r is a common factor, and I'm left with r plus s. So they have put up my time. Is that it? No? You all agree that both is the same. So it's going to be pi squared plus pi rs. Okay. So if you look at the shape here, okay, you got your r, so it's pi 1.5 squared plus pi r, which is 1.5, but the slanted height is not known to us. Not so? So we know that's going to stay at 90 degrees, so we can apply Pythagoras to calculate the slanted height. You all agree with that? So s squared is equal to 1.5 squared plus 4 squared. So s works out to be 1.5 squared plus 4 squared gives us 18.25. And the square root thereof gives us 4,2327. Okay, you multiply this by 4,27. Remember, within the sum we work to 2 or 3 decimal places. In the final answer you round off to 1 decimal place. Make sense, people? So you go pi times 1.5 squared plus pi times 1.5 times that last answer calculated, you be 27,2. Is that correct? 27,2 centimeters. Okay, that was a good sum. Alright. T. I think our mistake is off here. All right. So, what type of shape is the next? What's the name in D? Sorry? What type of shape is D? Cube. Nice. So, if this is a cube, how do you calculate the volume of a cube? Length times breadth times height, which is side cube, which is 3 cube, which is 27 centimeters cubed. If it's the surface area, it's going to be 6 sides squared, not so, which is 6 times 3 squared. And 6 times 9 is 54. No. Yeah, 54 centimeters. Is that correct? Let's look at E. What type of shape is E? It's a square base pyramid. So how do you calculate the volume of a square base pyramid? The third area of base times height. So it's going to be a third times the area of a square, side squared. So it's 3 squared times 4. So 9 times 3 is going to be 3 times 4 is 12 centimeters cubed. For the surface area, How do you calculate surface area? It will be area of the base, which is side square, plus 3 times the area of a triangle. Not so? A triangle looking like this here. With a base of 3. But this the height of this, what's the name I must work out? Not so? So I'm going to use Pythagoras to calculate that height. By looking at this triangle here, so it look like this here. With the height being 4, what would this length here be? 1.5. And the slanted height, let's call that S for now. So again, it's going to be S squared is equal to 1.5 squared plus 4 squared. I think that was the same triangle that we just worked on there. And that's all. So it gives you a slanted height of 4,27. You all agree with that? 4,27. So you times this by half. My base of this triangle is 3 and the slanted height is 4,27. You all okay with that, people? The length of the side here would be basically 3 squared. You all okay with that? The 3 squared plus 3 times or half times 3 times or half times 3 times or half times 3. Now why am I multiplying? I must multiply it by 4. Not so? Multiply by 4. Why? Because I have these 4 such triangles. Okay? So it's 4 times half times 3 times 4,27. Why did you guys correct me? Or did you also say 3? Oh my word, you guys not talking to me. How much I feel? 34,62. Is that correct? Check if it's correct. Yeah, but you see that is rounded off now. Okay. What did you guys get? Huh? Hope? Yes? 18,8. 18,8. Right, so what do you have there? So you got the volume right? Huh? You didn't get the volume also right?
I did.
You got this right. So read for me what you have in this line here. 4 times 12.
4 times 12.
4 times a half times?
3.6 times 3 times plus 3 squared.
So you got this part, you got 4, you got the half, you have the 3 here.
Yes.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Yes? So then you worked out your slanted height around. You got 2 comma something. Just check how did you work that out? You didn't, I don't have that written down. People, it's important to do your calculation on the side of the page. Even in your exam. I know some teachers give you a loose paper to do your working on. No, it must be done next to the sun. So that we can pick up where the mistake is. And you're not to say that you got that 2 comma something from 2 pages ago. No? So answer. It is the right thing. So then we can pick up easily what the mistake is. Okay? People, let's look at the next one. Is this answer the correct as what you have in the book? Huh? Oh, they got 34,8. Okay? Let's look at the next shape. Shape if. What type of shape is this? It's a right angle, rectangular prism. Not so. So how do you calculate the volume of this? Length times breadth times height. This area of base times height. So in this case, it's going to be 3 times 4 times 3, which is 9, is 36 centimeters squared. For the surface area, how do you work out the surface area? Perimeter of base times height plus twice area of base. So it's going to be perimeter of base, so it's 2b plus 2l times height plus twice area of base, so it's 2 length times breadth. So it's 2 times, what's my length? 4 plus 2 times 3 times the height, which is 3 plus 2 times 3 times 4. Okay? If it was adults, yeah. Okay, so that's going to give us 2 times 4 plus 2 times 3 times 3 plus 2 times 3 times 4. It's going to give you 66 centimeters squared. That must be centimeters cubed. Is that correct? Any confusion here? No? G, what type of shape is this? A sphere. Okay? How do you calculate the volume of a sphere? 4 over 3 pi cube. So it's 4 over 3 pi times 1.5 cube. You all agree with that? So it's 4 over 3 by 1.5 cube. 9 over 2 pi which is 14,1 centimeters squared cube. The surface area is going to be 4 pi squared, not so? Alright? So it's going to be 4 pi 1.5 squared. 9 over 4 is 9 pi, which is gives you 28,3. 28,3 centimeters squared. Okay, you guys understand? Alright. Number 3. A cube of a size S has a volume of 64. Calculate S. So a cube has a volume. How do you calculate the volume of a cube? Volume is equal to S cubed, not so? Side cubed. So the volume is 64, so 64 times side cube equals side cube. How do you get side on its own? Cube root both sides. So your side is equal to 4 centimeters. Not so? The second part of the sum says, number 4. Now B is calculated surface area. So I'm skipping it. B the surface area. The surface area is going to be 6 side squared. Not so? So 6 times, what's the length of the side? 4 and 4 squared is 16. 6 times 16 gives us 96. be 96 centimeters. You all okay with that? Right. This is up to use the space here. Number 4, we are told that the cylinder has a surface area of 48 pi centimeter square and a diameter of 6. So the cylinder, it has a diameter of 6. So what's the radius? 3. And the surface area of 48 pi. The question says calculate the height of the height of the cylinder. So how do you calculate the surface area of a cylinder? Surface area will be pi 2 pi r times height plus twice area of base per square. The surface area is 48 pi. So it's 48 pi is equal to 2 pi. What's the radius? 3 times the height, which is what we're calculating, plus 2 pi 3 squared. So to get over the equal sign, it becomes 48 pi minus, it's going to give you 9 times 2 is 18 pi equals 6 pi h. How do I get h on its own? Divided by 6 pi both sides. Okay, so h works out to be 48 pi minus 18 pi gives you 30 pi. Not so. 30 pi divided by 6 pi is 5 centimeters. Not so. Then the question says in B, determine the volume of the cylinder to 1 decimal place. So volume is equal to area of base times height. So it's pi r squared times height. So it's pi. What's the radius? 3 squared times height, which is 5. So it's going to be 9 times 5 is 45 pi. So 45 pi gives us 141 centimeters. Okay, any confusion there? No? No moving too fast? Okay, next question, question 5. In question 5, there's a couple of nice questions I'm going to put in your exam. I'm just saying that too late now. Maybe the next exam. A rectangular prism has a volume of 60 centimeters cubed. So if you look at the rectangular prism, the volume is 60 centimeters cubed. So that's length, breadth and height. Okay. Two sides measures 6, 5 and 5 respectively. Determine the length of the third side. In other words, what is the height? Okay, so what do? I use the volume formula, which is volume is equal to length times breadth times height. Why am I using the volume formula? Because the volume is given. Okay? If the total surface area would have been given, I would have used the total surface area formula. So that's going to give you 60 equals length times breadth times height. So divide by 30 both sides. So h works out to be 2 centimeters in this case. Okay, any issues here? No? The next one, number 6. A hemisphere, what's a hemisphere? Of a sphere. A hemisphere with area of, the hemisphere's surface area of 109.9 centimeters. So the surface area is going to be 109.9. So which formula are we going to use? Surface area formula. Can you see that, people? Centimeters square. Determine the radius of the hemisphere. How do you calculate the surface area of a sphere? Surface area, of a hemisphere is 3 pi r square. So what is surface area? 109.9 equals 3 pi r square. So I divide by 3 pi both sides. So that cancels, so r squared works out to be 109.9 divided by 3 pi gives us 11.66. Is that correct? So it's 11.66, and then the square root thereof, square root of 11.66 gives us 3.4. Is that correct? 3.4 centimeters. Then the B part of the question says, determine the volume of the hemisphere. How do you calculate volume? It's 2/3 pi r cubed. Not so. For a sphere is 4/3 pi r squared, half of that. So it's 2/3 pi. What's the radius? 3.4 cubed. So it's going to be 2/3 pi times answer cubed. Is 83.4 centimeters. Okay, any confusion there, people? No. Alright. Next. Number 7. Whoops. Number 7. In number 7 we are told a smaller 2 by 4 by 3, 2 by 4 by 3, which is referring here, rectangular prism has been cut out of a large 4 by 3 by 8 rectangular prism as shown. Calculate the volume of the surface, volume and the surface area of the remaining solid. All dimensions are in centimeters. So how do you calculate the volume? The volume of the solid is going to be of the remaining block is going to be the original volume minus the cut out volume. Not so? The volume that is cut out. You will agree with that? How do you calculate? Because at this point we don't have a formula, a basic formula to work out how much of the volume is remaining. Can you see that? So we build up a formula as I just did here. How do you calculate the volume of a rectangular prism? Length times breadth times. Right. So my length is going to be, the length is 8 times 3 times 4. Not so? You all agree with that? minus the volume of the cut out one, which is 2 times 3 times 4. Okay, so that gives you 12 times 8 is 96 minus 12 times 2 is 24. Not so. So that gives me an answer of 72 centimeters cubed. You all agree with that? You all okay with that, people?
Yes.
Okay. Now looking at yeah, you're right. Now, the question says, and the surface area of the remaining solid. Okay? So this surface area is going to be quite a bit of calculations involved here. Just think what is the quickest way of doing this. Nope, no quickest way that I can think of. Maybe you guys can come up with it after I do my way, okay? So the surface area equals. So you see these 4 sides, this here, that's 1, 2, back and the underside here, no? Those 4 sides. I'm going to calculate as follows. It's going to be, there's a triangle, rectangle, which measures 3 by, what is this? 3 by 4, not so. So it's 3 times 4. How many of that are there? 2 of them. Not so. Then, this part and the one on the other side. The one side we don't see. So that's going to give you a 8 by 3 plane or flat surface, not so. And how many of them are there? 2. So in this case, I've taken care of the body of this piece. Okay. With it outside. Or I could have gone with perimeter of base times height, which is 8 times 2 plus 2 times 4 times the height, which is 3. It will give you exactly the same answer I'm getting here for this part of the calculation. Okay. But because it's a composite shape as it is here, that is why I'm just trying to break it up and not make a mistake. Okay. Now, the only thing that is left that needs to be calculated is the area of this here. No, that's not the only thing to calculate. That's left. There's actually something else that I don't see now. So it's that. This is the area I'm going to work out now. In other words, I must add the area of the big piece, the big one. So that measures 8 by 4, not so. So it's 8 times 4 minus the area of that on the inside now. Can you see that? And what does that measure? 2 times 4. Why is it 3? That is 2, and that is 4. That is 3. Your height is 3. So you did. Yeah, it's a bit confusing, the diagram, as well. So it's a 2 by 4. And how many of them are there? There's one on top and the bottom. How do I know it? The bottom is the same as the top? Which measurement shows that the bottom is the same as the top? Okay, let's look at the height of this piece. What is this? 3. And the height here? 3. So what does that mean? It's going right through. The O means the H, the height. But you guys understand? So that is going to be times, how many of those shapes are there? 2 of those shapes. Sorry? 2 times 4. Yeah, 2 times 4. Sorry. So it's 8 by 4 and 2 by 4 times 2 with the top and the bottom. Plus. Now you see this on the inside here. There's 1 there, which measures 3 by what? 3 times this rectangle there. 4. 3 times 4. How many of them are there? 2 of it. Plus this one here facing that side. There's 2 of that there. Not so. Which is what's the measurement there? 3 times 2 times 2. There's 2 of those. Okay. 3 times 4 is 12 times 2 is 24. Plus 24 times 2 is 48. Plus that is going to give you 32 minus 8. I can just put this over here in the calculator. Not so. So it's going to be 3 times 4 times 2 plus 8 times 3 times 2 plus, open brackets, 8 times 4 minus 2 times 4 times 2 plus 3 times 4 times 2 plus 3 times 2 times 2 for 156 centimeters. What's the answer they have? 164. They got 164. Who got 164? The answer they have. Who got 156? Okay, we just check. This 3 times 4 times 2. That they got. This is going to be 3 by 4 by 2. Yes. This here is going to be 8 by 4 by 8 by 4 minus 2 by 4 times 2, yes. Then I have 3 times 4 times 2 plus 3 times 2 times 2. Should be correct. So I have 3, 4, 2, 8, 3, 2, 8, 4 minus 2, 4 times 2, 3 times 4 times 2, plus the 2 times 2. I would stick with 156. So ask your friends in other class, or ask your tutors, or ask your neighbors, or your friends. Let's speak about it, okay? If you get that answer 164, no, what's the 164? Please let me know, and I will try and correct it. We'll see where I'm going wrong. Okay, that basically brings us to the end of this section of work. There's 2 sums left I didn't have a chance to do. Was there a problem with this here? C. This one? 9C. Okay, we'll discuss that. But in terms of our recording, we are done. Okay. People, enjoy the rest of your day. Good morning, class. You have still enough work for our next lesson. Or do you need another paper? No. I thought you were going to say yes because of your writing exam, but okay, you got better things to do. Yes? We must get change. Do you have change? Take 5 packets, it's fine. attention.